Hello everyone, my name is Rebecca Legon and I'm an amputee lioness and body positive advocate. I am delighted to invite you to the 4th season of the Beyond Disability podcast. In this season, you will be hearing some incredible conversations from our Dorset Orthopaedic patients who have risen to the challenge of adapting their lives after experiencing limb loss or injury. So make sure you click that follow button so you never miss an episode, and I hope you enjoy.
Us girls with prosthetic legs, we've got to get going. We've got to strut our stuff down the runway. We can't slow down because otherwise we'll topple over.
Yeah. Once we get started, there's no stopping us, is there? And it's like, just go really, like literally, this is quite dangerous for us amputees.
Yeah.
Welcome to the 2nd edition of Beyond Disability podcast with Dorset Orthopaedic. I am Rebecca Legon and I'm joined today by the incredible Annabel Kiki. Hi Annie, how are you?
Hi, I'm so good, thank you. How are you?
I'm really good, thank you. It's so good to have you here today.
It's great to see you again. It's been a while actually, hasn't it?
Well, how long? Like, not that long.
Not that long, probably like a week, honestly.
I know, I'm really gutted that I didn't get to go to the last leg with you girls.
It was a shame. It was so much fun though.
You need to show your trophy. Like, let's give
Which
it a quick...
one? Well, this isn't really a trophy.
I know, the one from the last leg.
So, the first time I was on the last leg, I didn't even know I was going to be on it. And I kept getting these messages on my phone saying, Annabelle, you're on the last leg, have a look. And I don't know what time it was at night, but I turned it on and there was just this on the table of me next to Gary Lineker.
Oh my god, it's incredible. It's actually really lifelike, isn't it?
They've got the little leg the right shape and everything.
Oh, so should we rewind a little bit and explain why you were on the last leg? So
yes. Rewind.
So we have just returned from the first Women's World Cup, haven't we, in Colombia? Yeah. And during the competition, you actually scored the most goals out of everybody.
Oh, it's so crazy. I can't believe it. And this is the trophy.
I know, it's absolutely incredible.
Well, to be honest though, it was all thanks to you and the team because you got it to me. I just bang it in at the end.
I did once, didn't I? I'm quite impressed by that.
You were so close at getting a goal. Honestly, I reckon next match.
I know, absolutely, definitely. I will be winning the next Golden League. Hopefully. Yeah, absolutely.
Definitely.
Anyway, let's, I guess, have a little chat about, our stories and how we know each other and our amputation journeys. Yeah. For myself, I was born with a limb difference and it's called PFFD, and I was born in the 80s, and there was very little awareness around disability and difference, and it was quite tough for me back then growing up. I grew up in a time when there wasn't any social media, and I didn't really kind of know anybody like me, so it was quite tough back then. And thankfully times are a lot different, and since starting my social media probably about 5 years ago, it opened me up to this incredible community of amputees and people with limb difference. And it was really like the first time in my life that I actually saw other people with the same condition as me. For a long time before that, I thought I was the only one. So it was quite tough, at school. And it's very similar because it's taken, my journey has been most of my life of self-acceptance. But for you, you were kind of brought into it quite quickly, weren't you? Yeah. And you've had a couple of years, 2 or 3 years to kind of get to where you are compared to where I've had my whole life to get to this point. So tell us a little bit about your story.
Yeah, so, well, first of all, I think you're amazing.
Oh, well,
honestly, you're so inspiring. But my story, I would say that I had an idyllic childhood. I had family holidays. I saw my grandparents a lot. You know, I had a lot of friends. I played sport. And then one day, life decided to throw the worst challenge card at me. You know, I just had a sore knee. That was it. That's all I thought it was. But it turned out after an X-ray and an MRI that I had a bone tumour and I needed a 1.5 years of chemotherapy plus an amputation and 2 lung surgeries, nearly died of sepsis. So horror 2 years, but honestly, it was my family that got me through it.
Yeah. You're the most strongest, so amazing, honestly, incredible person. And I can't imagine, you know, our stories are very, very different. And I can't imagine, you know, with, you know, I have my 2 children, Olive and Arthur, and I can't imagine like them having to go through this, but seeing how, you know, you've overcome it and the incredible things that you're achieving, you know. I think as I've grown up and I'm getting all these opportunities, I'm starting to realise that yes, it's what's happened to me is awful and I can't change that, but actually I can. It has a purpose. It's given me a purpose to inspire others. Yeah, and I think that's really important. Yeah, absolutely. And you are an incredible inspiration.
Thank you so much.
So let's talk a little bit about how we met.
Well,
you have a funny story.
I have a very funny story. So, the first time that me and Rebecca actually met was in 2022, right here. It was the first time I came to this prosthetics clinic, and I saw this wonderful, beautiful woman wearing a green dress on the counter, lifting the dress up so we could see her socket. And I just knew instantly we are going to be best friends.
Oh my God.
So that's the first time me and Rebecca met.
I love that. Honestly, I absolutely love that story. And do you know what the crazier thing is now? I think we need to update that poster, and I think we need a new and younger model called Annabel Kiki.
You look so young in this photo and here right now.
I can't do it anymore because I am actually the editor of Mavow, which is that online community program. So for me to be the face of it is a little bit, I think we need a new model. I think we might have to update the poster, Annie.
Yeah, we can do it together now.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, I love that. That's so funny.
So, yeah. I vividly remember seeing it. I was like, we're going to be best friends. We are.
And look at all the amazing, crazy stuff we've actually done. So, you actually knew me then from that post. Well, not knew me, but had seen me before when we met at Eurovision.
Yeah. And I remember again walking in, seeing you. I was like,
there she is.
I actually thought you were in your 20s, honestly. I genuinely thought you were. You looked really, really good. And we clicked instantly.
I am in my 20s.
Yeah, that's what I said.
not thought. Excuse me. No, we all know that I'm old enough to be Annabelle's mum. But
no. Don't say that. Don't say that.
Oh, but anyway, we had the most amazing opportunity to be involved in the Eurovision 2023 in Liverpool to perform alongside Sam Ryder and Roger Taylor for I Am a Mountain. What was your experience?
Surreal, isn't it? I just had so much fun, and we were doing it. We were leading up to the actual performance. We were rehearsing, you know, for weeks in advance, weren't we? So we were just us girls in Liverpool. We get on stage, banging the drums, having so much fun. And actually, I think a funny story was at the very beginning of all the rehearsals. Me and Rebecca, you know, that when we were there were so many, you know, star performers who had limb differences, and me and Rebecca were kind of just at the back, just doing our own thing, weren't we? But then, as time went on, we started getting a bit close to the front, didn't we?
Yeah.
And we each session we were like closer and closer, and I actually ended up right behind Sam Wright because of our skills.
I don't think I ended up there. I think you're talking about a whole different story. I think you got the drums really, really quickly, because I remember how good you were, and for ages I just couldn't get the rhythm. It wasn't even that doom doom doom. Anyway, I was like, I just can't get this. And when they threw in the drum in with the step, I was completely gone then. It was like, literally, really, do I have to work my hands and my feet at the same time, and my brain?
Well,
this
listen,
is not
we've only got
happen.
1 foot, one real foot, so there needs to be some bit of a handicap there. But we did so good. You did so good.
You did as well. It was absolutely incredible. And can you believe, like, watching back, it just feels like a dream, doesn't it?
It doesn't feel real, to be honest. My life from when this horror started to be over, it just doesn't feel real. All the things that we've done together, Eurovision, football, it's like, how? In the beginning, I just saw you were on the desk here. How have we done all this stuff?
Oh my god! So, yeah. What would you say was for me at Eurovision? My obviously learning how to play the drums on the global stage involved in a incredible performance for Eurovision was outstanding. But my favourite part was when we at the end we got to walk out, to You'll Never Walk Alone.
Yes.
And I can remember just standing next to Alicia Dixon at one point, just looking at her, just thinking, oh my God, you're the most beautiful woman in the world.
Because she was probably thinking the same thing. She was probably thinking the same thing. That was amazing.
But, walking out and just singing that, and the curtains opening and the crowds, and it was just incredible.
It was such a great experience and so exciting and fun.
I know.
It's like we just had so much fun, even when we weren't rehearsing. I remember we were in the bar once, and I don't know what song came on, but you and my mum and Andrew, you started singing to it, waving your flags, and I was just sat there like,
oh God. Seriously.
Because I don't think I knew the song.
It wasn't my generation. Classic. No. I'm sure it was an old day. Yeah, we were like loving the 80s.
I was just trying to I don't know what we're listening to, but I'm in the groove.
I'm grooving anyway. Yeah, I'm working it.
Oh, it was brilliant.
But, yeah, absolutely amazing. So what did you convince me to do at Eurovision that we have just achieved now?
Oh, right.
So, yeah.
So at the time, the England women's amputee football team had just been getting started when we needed as many people with one leg as possible. Even if they'd never kicked a football, we wanted our core team so we could go to tournaments and things. And I just remember I was like, Rebecca, have you ever played football before? And she's like, no, I've never played football before. And I was like, right, well, come on down. You're joining England. And that was literally it. You came down, didn't you, with Dima, and you started playing, and you fell in love with it like I did,
which
was brilliant.
Because when you first mentioned to me, hey, we're starting a team for England and we've only got 3 players at the moment and we're looking for new players and I think you'd be great. I just thought my initial reaction was like, football? No, I haven't even watched the match. Seriously, no way, absolutely not. And you and your mum were saying, no, come on, you're really fit, you'll be fine, just give it a go. And I thought, you know what, I'll go along, catch up with you and Dima and just see you guys and just take it from there, really. And it really did take me by surprise at how much I really fell in love with the game and really enjoyed the whole camaraderie of it and the team sport. And we recently got back from
the World Cup in Colombia.
I know.
Rebecca says that, she literally had just started, but she was absolutely amazing in Colombia.
Oh,
so good. Genuinely, my mind was blown.
Oh no, you were incredible. It was challenging though, wasn't it? That heat.
It was hot, yeah.
Honestly.
While I was on the pitch, I was thinking, oh my gosh, I can't do this. temperatures.
I know.
But, you know, it was so much fun.
There was moments literally when you were out there and it was that hot, and I've never been in a situation where you had to, you know, be involved in such like physical exercise when you literally the heat and the humidity is kind of sucking all the energy out of you at the same time. It was really, really challenging. However, we came 5th in the world, didn't we?
Mm-hmm. Not bad for our first ever one. I think we'd only ever played one match before this, so not too bad at all.
I know, exactly. And you came back with the golden boot.
Yes, I did. Such a surprise. I remember the last game, so it was the final. We went to watch the final, and it was Colombia versus USA. And I remember I had scored 7 goals at the time, and there was one girl in the USA team that I knew was either on 1 less or 2 less or like the similar amount, and I was thinking the whole time, oh my gosh, is she going to score? Because I knew if she didn't, that there's a chance that I might get the golden boot.
Yeah.
And I was watching the whole time like, is she going to score? Is she going to score?
Don't
And obviously, if she scored, I've been so happy for her, but I was secretly thinking, please let me win the golden boot. I'm not going to say luckily she didn't, but obviously it was just such an amazing experience for me to win that, so really, really happy.
Yeah, awesome. And the whole journey to our World Cup, that was quite a journey as well, but we had lots of support to get us there.
Yeah, John Terry, thank you, John Terry.
I know, absolutely incredible. John Watson.
Yeah, John Watson, thanks BBC.
A lot of Johns have been.
A lot of John, yeah. I think Izzy's boyfriend, one of our players, is called Jono, isn't he?
Yeah,
Jono. There's a lot of Johns in the England team.
And I'm sure that one other presenter was called John as well. Because I was like, there's a familiar theme going on here with Johns.
A lot of Johns.
Yeah, a lot of Johns supporting us. But anyway, it was a super incredible, amazing experience. And what are your next goals, would you say? Because I hear you're into swimming as well. Tell us about that.
So the next Paralympics is in 4 years. So in January I'm still working on my classification, so I'm starting to train more, and that is the goal for 4 years' time, to be part of the Paralympics and fingers crossed win a medal.
That would be
that would just be crazy.
And it's in LA as well.
It is.
So that would be
I'll take you with me.
Amazing. Yes, I'll come.
We should compete against each other.
Oh God, we'll have a rematch from the hotel swimming pool in Colombia. I was like, I'll raise a competition to a swimming one. It's like, she's training to be a Paralympic swimmer. I was like, maybe that might be a bit difficult.
Didn't we do 2? I'm sure we did 1 front crawl, 1 breaststroke.
Yeah, maybe. Both I lost. I do remember that much. But not like massively.
No, I thought you were surprisingly really good. Yeah.
You thought I was going to be a lot worse than I was. Actually, tell you a little story. When my dad's ex-military, and we were on a military base when I was younger, and I used to do a lot of swimming at the military pool when I was a kid, and the guy there did actually, one of the coaches, swim guards, came over to me and said, you should really start swimming for the disabled team, which would have been the Paralympics then. He said you should train for it. However, it was, I was 11 or 12 years old, and it was a completely different era. I never really kind of defined myself as someone with a disability, so for somebody to have said, hey, you should join the disabled swim team, for me that was like, no way, no, never. Fortunately a lot has moved on since then, but it's crazy. And so now we're both models.
I know.
Yes. And what are your aspirations for?
So I've done Birmingham Fashion Week. Next on the list is London Fashion Week, hopefully next year. So that's just so exciting. And my main goal is to be the first supermodel with a prosthetic leg. I think that would just be brilliant.
I really do see you rocking those.
Thank you so
catwalks,
much.
Honestly.
So, you too.
I'm too
Listen.
short. Come on, let's be real here. I'm too old and I'm too short.
No.
It's true.
You're saying you're in a retirement home. You're fine. You are not old enough.
Honestly, I'm just accepting my, I understand biology and I embrace my involvement in the modelling industry. I'm a mature model, which I'm grateful to be, and I have worked for many fantastic campaigns, so I'm really, really proud. However, I do really see you have a high editorial edge.
Thank you so much.
You have the height, you have the unique look, and you have that catwalk strut as well. You definitely
thank you. There's another funny story. When we went to London Model Academy to have a session with Louise, and she said that the models have to walk really slowly and really just make yourself small and slow.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, us girls with prosthetic legs, we've got to get going. We've got to strut our stuff down the runway. We can't slow down because otherwise we'll topple over.
Yeah. Once we get started, there's no stopping us, is there? And it's just go really, literally, this is quite dangerous for us amputees.
Yeah, we've got to just go and hope for the best, honestly.
So that's going to be your style on the catwalk. We're seeing you whizzing down at a speed.
Everyone will be going so slowly, and then it'll just be me. Just go, go, go.
I love it. I can see you doing it as well. Honestly,
Thank you.
Obviously talking, about the generational age gap, because we're very similar. We do similar things.
You're just so much fun, Rebecca. You make me laugh so much. You're just like my mum. So funny.
Fun as well.
Obviously, I'm training my acting performances. I'm going with a acting coach in January, so hopefully
that would be good.
Yeah, my dream is to be part of the next Hunger Games film. That would just be so cool, because Suzanne Collins, she's writing her book at the moment. I think it's coming out next year, and then they're gonna make a live adaptation of it. So that would, I can be a casualty. Listen, so I can get my leg bitten off. I can get my leg cut off by a pack of wolves. I will be anything in it as long as you're in it. Sorry, I just hit the microphone. But it would just be brilliant.
I see you more. You can be more of a main star.
Yeah, I would be
how
just.
You do your catwalk.
Yeah.
You'll be whizzing around.
As the wolves, as someone's chasing me with a knife, I'm just there like.
You said time to pose.
Yeah.
I love that. I know. I've been doing acting lessons as well.
Yeah.
However, I'm kind of.
We can both be casualties.
Well, we could be the next amputee Anton Dex, but an older.
Definitely.
I think we could target two different demographics. You could be the young cool ones, and I could be the cooler older ones. And we've hit everyone then.
Yeah, definitely.
Every demographic going. But all very exciting. So other than swimming, modelling, anything else?
Swimming, modelling, acting, just travelling, having fun.
Oh, let's talk about skiing.
Yes,
we're both
skiing.
into skiing, aren't we?
100%.
And you used to ski a lot before your amputation.
Yeah, I skied since I was 3 years old, every year.
I know.
Crazy. And then after my amputation, I knew I wanted to get back at it.
Yeah.
And I remember my first session at the Snow Dome. Yeah, at the Snow Dome. I just couldn't do it. I tried every method. I tried using my normal prosthetic. I tried using the riggers. The riggers. And then I tried the pro calf as well, and just none of them felt right. And I remember crying on the slope just because I couldn't do it, and I was just so sad because it had always been such a big part of my life. But then I remember my mum saying, if you stick at it, I promise you will be able to do it again, and we can go on another family holiday. And the second time I went back, it took a couple of tries, but I really started to learn and to grow.
Good.
So
Because
it was brilliant.
Ski on your genium, don't you?
Yeah, I ski on my genium. But it was just, I think the first session I was just a bit this is such a big part of my life, and I was so sad that it might not be. But I stuck at it, and I've actually been on 2 family skiing holidays now, and going on another one next year.
Oh,
so
incredible! Do you know where you're going?
I don't know the name, but it's a really good hotel. Lots of green slopes just around it, so it's going to be really fun.
Yeah.
What about you then?
So
skiing?
I'm not going away anywhere on holiday skiing. However, I did start skiing late in my 30s, and a bit of a regret in my life, actually, because my dad was a ski instructor in the army, and he used to try and get me to go to Scotland with him when he was teaching the young cadets, the military cadets, to go learn to ski. And I wouldn't do it, and the reason I wouldn't do it is because he told me that I would have to ski with my leg off. And this was at a time, when there wasn't much awareness of disability, and I felt very insecure. So I didn't ever do it. So I got into skiing late. I started in my 30s. However, I don't relate because I'd never skied before. However, I relate to the frustrations you had of trying to ski as an amputee, because I remember getting so angry on the dry slope that I was literally, I ski without my prosthesis, so it was on my riggers, but I can remember smashing my riggers into the floor, saying to the guy, there is something wrong with the snow. Why do I keep falling over? It can't physically be me. And anyway, it takes a while, doesn't it? And and it can be very, very frustrating as an amputee trying to get and I can imagine probably even more frustrating for an amputee that is new, who could do all the things before, because you've got to adapt to your body being different, and you remember how you did it, and it became so natural. But that process of trying to get to that stage can be quite challenging. So
definitely one of the sorry, Nick, you carry on.
It's baby steps, isn't it? So anyone listening out there, if they're getting into,
just take your time, be patient, because it will come back.
Exactly.
And one of the things for me when I'm skiing is because I can't control my knee or my ankle, so I can't turn as easily. And I think that's one of the things that I really just struggled to do, because I'm just trying to hoist my leg round as I'm trying to turn. So I think that was one of the things that was most difficult for me.
And you can probably remember in your mind how you did
it. It's you just can't do it.
You're trying to do it again, but it's not quite moving. So, but you do find skiing on your genium better than doing the riggers.
I think I find that easier, but also when we stop, on the slope at a restaurant for drinks, I can just clip my skis off and walk around easily. It's if I was on just my one leg, it'd be so much harder to do that. And then the pro carve also, it's the foot is just like a slab. Isn't it? And you're walking around. It's quite uncomfortable.
Did you feel the movement more, or was it very similar to your genium?
I think I didn't use it because the movement was a bit too much. I remember because you put a lot of pressure on your knees, because the knee was kind of loose. It just instantly just collapsed in on me. And whereas with this one, I have a setting on my phone where it locks at a certain angle, so my knee can't just fall, my knee can't just collapse, so it will just stop at that angle, and it allows me to turn better. So that's just my preference, though I know other people use different methods.
Have you thought about maybe trying to do skiing for the Paralympics or anything like that, or do you just want to do it for fun?
I have thought about it. I remember one, I don't know if I'm allowed to say this, but one of the interviews that I did for my skiing, I was mid-interview and the interviewer said, right, so I hear you're going for the Paralympics. And I'm like, when did I say that? I'm like, well, I never said that. And so I just played along. I was like, it's been such a big dream of mine to be a Paralympic skier. you know, since I was a little girl, I've always wanted to be a Paralympic skier.
I
just ran with it. I just ran with it. And it's like, well, good luck to you, Paralympics. I don't know when it was. Was it 2025, 2022? Off you go.
Yeah. Oh my God, that's amazing.
So.
It would be incredible. There's nothing like, you know, being in the mountains.
Definitely.
Though, is there? That feeling.
I do love it just to relax sometimes. Just family, fun.
Yeah, après is already
definitely
not quite old enough for the benefits of the après ski, darling. But yeah, just being in the mountains, skiing around, popping off at a nice restaurant, bit of lunch, bit of drink, and then back out.
Yeah, one tradition that I had since I was so young was me and my mum when we were skiing, and there was a little like mound of snow. We would stop, sit on the snow, and we'd just grab the snow and eat it. We would just literally eat the snow.
Don't eat yellow snow.
No, not yellow or brown. Don't eat brown snow either. But we made sure that it was nice and clean, so we dug a hole and got the snow from underneath and just sat there eating the snow.
Nice.
But I mean, it was a great snack to refuel.
Is it turned into a viral sensation? You know?
Well, I mean, we can make it a viral sensation. Me and you on a ski holiday, sat eating snow by the side of the slope. That's definitely going to be very good.
Oh my goodness! I tell you what, I can't wait to get back into the mountains. I did recently go. The great thing about the snow domes is that you can learn the basics before you get into the mountains, can't you? And I hadn't been skiing since before, I think Arthur was born, and he's 7 now. So I don't think I've been on a ski holiday for 7 years. And last year I went to the indoor snow dome, and I took my riggers, and I just thought, right, okay, this is either going to go really, really well or really, really badly. I'll tell you what, got to the top, straight down, just came like, you know,
it's one of those things that once you learn, you never forget. It's like riding a bike.
Exactly.
Yeah. Of course, you have to for me, I had to relearn how to do it with one leg, but.
Yeah. Do you feel like now it's coming back a little bit more now that you're getting
the more I do it, the better I get. Yeah. And actually, on my last family holiday, I was the only one in my family that didn't fall over.
Really?
Sorry.
Wow. Yeah. That's an achievement. Really is.
And my brother, he nearly shot off the side of the slope.
Oh my goodness.
And there was one funny story actually that we want to make sure, because it was our first proper family ski holiday, that all the slopes were nice and gentle and nice and easy, because you know they were so busy, there were so many people, and so my mum sent my brother off to test one of the slopes, and he came back saying, oh, it's brilliant, it's so much fun, it's nice and easy. And so we're like, right, let's go. Got to the top, and we were thinking, right, this is quite nice actually. We think it's really good. And we get to this one bit, and the slope is like 3 meters wide. There's a sheer drop down, and there'd been an avalanche, and the snow was covering the. I know. And that's people saying, Archie, what are you talking about? That this is safe. Especially for me, because I can't control how to turn. If I just start slowly swerving to the right and I fall off the edge of the cliff.
Oh, that's the worst, isn't it?
I
when
know.
You can see the drop beside
and you're just like,
you,
please.
And you're like,
it's like you're praying your prosthetic doesn't just start moving slightly that way.
No, because they sometimes have a mind of their own, don't they? They decide to go
Can't
the way
control
that you
them.
don't want them to
No.
go. You're like, no, don't do that. Oh my goodness, yeah. So the theme of this podcast today is Rise to the Challenge. And I would like to give some advice to any amputees out there who may be new to wearing their prosthesis, getting back into physical activity, whatever that be, walking, hiking, sports, fitness, is to sometimes we put too much pressure on ourselves, and just to take baby steps, take it slow, and don't get too frustrated if you can't achieve it. You know, first of all, me and Annabel were touching base with our skiing experience. Sometimes you feel like you really can't do it.
Definitely.
But the more and more you give it a go, it does become more natural, and you will get there. And there will be times where you just want to probably scream and just be like, oh my God, I can't do this. But you will, won't you?
Yeah, and it makes the moment where you realise you can do it so much more special, I think.
Yeah, exactly. And it's so rewarding, and you just think, oh my God, I've actually overcome this challenge, I've done it, and it's relating to anything in life, really, isn't it?
Definitely.
What challenges are you overcoming at the moment?
Well, there's a motto in my family, which is work hard, play hard. You know, I am an amputee, but I'm also a 16-year-old girl, and I do have commitments. I'm in year 11, I have my GCSEs coming up, and so I have to work hard for a little bit up to my GCSEs, and then as soon as those are over, play hard, have fun, go skiing, you know?
Yeah.
So it's just about putting all your energy into working hard just for a little bit until that thing's done, and then you feel so much more relaxed, so much more, you know, just comfortable once it's all done and you can properly just chill.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Time of the year. Enjoy and embrace your achievements and be like,
whilst eating snow on the side of the slope.
Sounds idyllic. Can't wait. When are we going?
Soon. Let's go soon. Let's just make sure it's not yellow.
No, absolutely. Absolutely not. Come on, tell us your best joke, Annabel.
Okay. It's not... Okay.
I won't get it, so don't worry about it.
My grief counsellor died recently. She was so good that I don't even care. It's not that funny.
It just took me a while to get it. You know how my brain, honestly, my older brain, it takes a little while and then I finally got it. It was quite funny. Do you want to hear my one and only?
Yes, please.
What do you call a three-legged donkey?
I don't know.
You don't know?
No.
Wonky. Terrible.
It's the way you said it. Wonky. That was a good one. I like that.
Oh, thank you.
Wait, I have one more.
One more, okay.
What do you call a deer with no eyes?
No idea.
Yeah. How did you get that?
No.
That was so bad.
That must have been one of Olive's ones. Yeah, I think she's told me that before. So, yeah.
Oh, brilliant.
It's been so wonderful.
Thank you for having me.
Having a chat.
It's so nice to see you.
I know, exactly. I can't wait for the next discussions at the end of 2025.
Brilliant.
Or whatever year. And see what other achievements we've both had.
Hopefully by then we'll have been on a ski holiday together.
Yeah, that would be absolutely incredible.
Awesome.
Yay.